You want better looking, higher quality videos for your YouTube channel, and one of the best ways to achieve that is through lighting. In this video, I'm going to share with you a simple tutorial on how to set up your lights to achieve a higher quality video for your channel. Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and here on Creator Fundamentals, the goal is to help you create your freedom through online video. The way we do that is by sharing YouTube tips and helping you develop a successful mindset. So if you want to learn how to build a business around your YouTube channel, definitely consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. And don't forget to turn notifications on your mobile device to ensure that you're notified when future content is published. All right, let's get right into this. Obviously, I'm sitting in my YouTube studio using the lighting that I always use, and this is the lighting setup that I want to share with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the lights that I'm currently using so you can see exactly what effect they have on me here in the studio. And a lighting setup like this can be set up so you never take it down if you actually have a YouTube studio, or if you have to set it up each time you make a video, it's easy enough to do that as well. I'm going to share these tips based on how I currently have this particular setup, and you can make the adjustments based on your particular conditions for recording videos. So I have a few different lights set up around me. I'm going to start by turning off those lights one by one. So we turn off the first light. I don't even know if you could see, it's very subtle, but you'll see when it comes back on. There it's on, and there it's off. And then our second light, then it starts to really become obvious here. Obviously, this side of my face has gone dark. And then if I go to this light over here and turn it off, now we are here in the dark. Now, as I turn these lights back on, I'm going to explain what each light is for and how you set these lights up. The lighting setup that I'm going to explain to you is 3-point lighting. And that's what we're using here in the studio. That's what I recommend that you use for your videos. It's a very simple way to set things up and have a pretty good looking video. So the first one is called your key light. This is your main source of light. It's going to light up one side of your face, part of the other side of your face. And in this particular case, I am using a newer 660 LED panel, the remote version, so I can actually adjust this light on the fly using the remote in my hand, which is really handy if I need to make adjustments. But that's the main light. Now, it's a LED panel, and in this case, I actually have a soft box over it to kind of soften that up so it's not so harsh. So the next light would be our fill light. This is to the opposite side. Maybe we'll call it a 45-degree angle. You can adjust that accordingly to the space that you have, and as you can see, that lights up the other side of my face. Now, the third light is a little bit more subtle. I don't know if you noticed it when I turned it on and off when we first started this, but if you take a look at my shoulders and my head, you'll kind of see what we're doing here. And basically, the light here, the goal of this light is to create separation. It creates some depth in your scene by kind of separating your profile or your outline from the background. So you'll see here, it's off. We turn it on. You can see the light that shows up on my shoulders and also on the top of my hat. It just creates division, gives you a little more separation and a little more depth in your shot. So we have the 3 lights set up. Again, we have your key light, we have your fill light, and then we have what's sometimes called a hair light or backlight. And that one back there is simply to create that separation. It's a pretty simple setup. In this case, I'm using those newer LED 660 panels for all 3 lights. Now, in this case, we're dealing with 3 lights, but there's 1,000 different ways and different lights that you can use for your particular setting, whatever it is that you're working with and your budget. There's all kinds of considerations, but I will put a link in the description below to the lights that I'm using. These LEDs are really versatile because, like I said, they're adjustable. You can adjust both the softness and the overall brightness of the light, so they come in pretty handy in that regard, and they allow you to kind of control the light based on the camera and the lens that you're using and any other light that you have in your scene. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention to you is that I record my videos in a really small space. A lot of times when people are first setting up their studio, they have stands for lights and everything. And if you have limited space on the floor, the last thing you want is to fill that space with light stands. I'm also going to put a link in the description to the actual mounts that I use, because in my case, these lights are actually mounted to the ceiling and mounted to the walls, so I don't have any stands on the floor around my desk. It really helps to reduce clutter. You can run the wires along the walls after you mount them to the walls, and it just makes things a lot more cleaner and easier. and gets those wires and stands out of the way. So if you do record your videos in a small space, then definitely check out the links below, because I will link to all the different mounts. They're also put out by Newer, and they come in really handy. They've been a lifesaver for me trying to create this effect in a very small studio space. And hey, don't forget, this video is sponsored by Tubebuddy. Tubebuddy is your #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free. There's a link in the description below, or you can go to trytubebuddy.today and get started for free. Don't let the learning stop here. I'm going to put a playlist on screen now full of YouTube feature tutorials that can help you learn how the platform works and leverage it to help your channel grow and build that business to create your freedom. I'll see you in the next video.